Hello, good day, and welcome to something that you might have thought I'd forgotten about, but of course I have not. Today is the 16th of July. It's the Keepers of the Void Day. It's literally been a reminder on my phone for weeks and weeks now. I'm not entirely sure how many weeks, but Keeper of the Void Day. It is the day of some importance, actually, for two things for me. One of which is that it's patch 5.01, Final Fantasy 14, which if you've subscribed to my channel, which you should, you'll know that I've been playing rather a lot of since the Shadowbringers release. But more importantly, it is Keepers of the Void DLC for Darksiders 3. And whilst Darksiders 3 certainly has gained a bit of a reputation, sadly, amongst a vocal minority, I imagine, of fans of the series, it is nevertheless a big deal for me, it being one of my favourites video game series. So, there's a launch trailer. I have, for the most part, pretty much avoided everything to do with Keepers of the Void. Not just because I've been really busy with work and stuff, but because I like to take a look at these trailers. It's only a minute long, so there's chances are there's not going to be a lot in it. I imagine it's going to show off the new weapons that we're supposed to be getting. Apparently we're getting a new weapon for each of the hollow forms. And it's something to do with Vulgrim and the Serpent Holes, and that's pretty much all I know. So whether this is going to tell us any more or not, I don't know. And I've got to wait a couple of hours yet for the DLC to be released, because it is currently 10 to 4 as I start recording this. And the DLC is not released until 6. So we'll see. Stalking Fury.
I'm here to restore order to the Serpent Holes.
Good.
Any last words? I didn't think so.
Hello, strange block creature. New puzzles. Good. A lot of people are moaning about the lack of puzzles and environments. Ooh. And enemies. Those were knives, weren't they? An axe. Knives. And some actual magic-y stuff. Enter the Void in a couple of hours. Right, there was a lot in there. A lot in there. And of course, because of the rather edgy nature of the music and the jump cuts to go with it, there were a lot of things that you couldn't really pick up on. So we've got some new environments, and it looks like there's going to be some kind of branched elemental hollow themed areas for this. Maybe it's going to limit you to, because there's an earth one there. Maybe it's going to limit you to what you are allowed to use in that particular section. Those monsters are weird. And I'm sure some people will say, and I must admit, this was kind of my first impression, it's like, they look a little bit lazy. And then, of course, you realise that the Serpent Holes are full of these animated runic stone block pathways. And they seem to be animated runic stone block enemies. So actually, it makes sense. That looks a little bit like Envy's, the fake Envy's head. Either way, yeah, I can't really tell much about any of this. That looked like an axe. New puzzles. So we've got switches. We've got movable pillars to climb up. Yeah, that looks like it's going to be some kind of hub symbol, because it's got the 4 different elemental symbols around the edge. 3 different. New environments. These look a little bit like repurposed catacombs from Darksiders 2. But again, I imagine that the team that was working on this was very, very small. So this is obviously a kind of force hollow area. I'm assuming we can either break through or climb up these kind of pillars. And probably fall to our deaths in a glorious, horrible manner. New enemies. So we've got some kind of multiple different kinds of these constructs. That's a Flame Warden reskin. Couldn't tell what some of those were. There's too many effects. So that looks like a two-handed axe. Those were... Yeah. Again, it's really difficult to stop this. In fact, can we... slow this down? Oop. So yeah, those are kind of cestus blades. That's a halberd rather than a lance. That is a double-handed axe. Yeah, so claws, halberd. So it's more slashy than pointy. That looks quite cool. Blah. And yeah, she's actually using... I'm assuming this is some kind of finishing blow. It would be rather cool if they'd put finishing blows in the game. Because that's certainly what that looks like. But I imagine it's just a kind of a boss kill thing instead. Either way, Keepers of the Void. Enter the Void almost now. Why they've released it a couple of hours before the DLC's actually gone live, I don't know. It looks serviceable. You know, I'm not going to get hyped and stuff about a grey stone dungeon until I actually get to see how it works in game. It's not a main story based DLC. It doesn't add anything to the story. This is just going to be a side task for Vulgrim, I'm assuming, and may well explain why the serpent holes are, you know, accessible and in working order for war later on. Because Fury uses the serpent holes, but she just instantly teleports from place to place, as opposed to actually, you know, following along the paths like war does. And I always thought that was a bit of a missed opportunity. Of course, in Darksiders 1, there were actually things hidden in those serpent holes, on those pathways that you could find, especially if you've got the Shadow Mask, if you've got all the different unlocks. So it will be interesting to see, you know, what kind of story this actually has tied into it. Because there will be some form of story. You know, there will be a mission here for Fury to accomplish. And I like the fact that they've got some of her snark back in. The other thing that's going to be in this DLC, of course, is the abyssal armor for Fury. Which I am assuming, and in fact there are multiple new recolors of the armor that we've already got, I imagine. Do I imagine or do I know? I may have read that somewhere. But yeah, I'm most interested in seeing these new weapons and how they play. Of course, I haven't actually played Darksiders 3 in ages. So it'll be interesting to remind myself of how the combat works. I've played Sekiro since I last played Darksiders 3, and that's probably going to throw me. Either way, it looks pretty cool. And of course, if you've got the deluxe edition of the game, as I have, the DLC is included in it. I don't know how much it will be if you haven't got it. But if this is your kind of thing, pick it up. I suspect it will be pretty fun. Thank you all very much for watching. I will catch you all in the next video, which should be me running through the Darksiders 3 Keepers of the Void DLC. Until then, cheerio.
Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, click the like button and subscribe.
Remember to ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, toodle pip.